it's Lashana. I feel like I haven't done a YouTube video in so long, and I apologise. I am now back full-time at university. I'm now back in my 4th year. So I definitely feel that I'll be able to create more content for you guys. During the summer I was so busy, and then I was also doing my placement year. So I haven't really had a chance to do the content on YouTube, but now I feel like I have enough time to devote to it. This video really is me talking about my placement year. Did I enjoy it? What did I do? And just talking about how you yourself could apply for a placement year if you wanted to, if you end up studying law at Cardiff University. I'm on TikTok now, I have Instagram, I have a website, but if you want a little bit of a rundown about me, I did present some slides at the open days. So if you'd come to the Cardiff University open day, there's one in October and another one just a bit ago. If you had come to one of those ones, I was there and I was talking about the placement year, and you could have spoke to me in person on the desk as well. But if you don't know anything about me and you're really like a bit lost and you're like, how is this girl talking about one? Has she done one? Yes, I did a placement year, so I can talk about my experience. I can't talk about all the different experiences of all the different firms, but I can definitely talk about my experience. And some background knowledge of me then is that I'm a future trainee solicitor. I'm the winner of the Law Student of the Year award, which was held at Clifford Chance in 2022. I'm the winner of Top 150 Future Leaders, which was in the Paralegal magazine. I'm the winner of the Outstanding Leadership Award that was held in Dubai 2023. Relations Coordinator at Ladies of Law. If you don't know anything about us, please do check us out. I'm the founder of the Cardiff University Women in Law Society, one of the co-founders of the Commercial Awareness Society at Cardiff Uni, and I've held previous positions on other societies. So the Cardiff University Netball Club, I was kit secretary, and for the Law Society at Cardiff Uni, I was also first year rep and then secretary. A few more things, like I'm a mentor at the Cardiff and District Law Society, hopefully fingers crossed coming forward, and I'm a UN Women UK delegate and volunteer. I'm also a blogs and content co-lead at the ND Lawyer Project, so if you haven't heard about us either, please do check us out on Instagram and our website. But yeah, I feel like that's a little bit about me. I am going to do another video talking about the Innocence Project that Cardiff University has. If you don't know anything about that, please keep your eyes peeled for my next video, but I'm a team leader on that. That's one of the big points that drew me to Cardiff University, to be honest, because I really wanted to be involved in the project. So yeah, I'll definitely do a video on that. If you are wanting to apply to Cardiff University, and one of the reasons is the Innocence Project, if you want a bit more information about how you become a part of that, how you can become involved, I'll be doing a video on that shortly, so keep your eyes peeled. Just for reference, I've got a few slides I'm going against, just so I make sure to cover everything. But if you have any questions regarding something that I didn't touch on very quickly, then please do let me know. My experience, what did I do on the placement year? So I was Solicitors, which is a Welsh firm. They've got various Welsh firms. The one I worked in was Pontypool and in Cardiff. I did 3 days a week in Cardiff, in the Cardiff office, and then 2 days a week in the Pontypool office. And I was a paralegal within their property department, so I did a lot of assisting lawyers with their cases, meeting with clients, drafting contracts, drafting inquiries. And yeah, I worked on all types of different files, remortgages, purchases, sales, transfers of equity, opening and closing files. I was able to gain such a vast amount of experience working at all different levels of a property transaction, which was incredible. I actually do get to deal with a lot of the files, a lot of the actual legal work. And that's important because you don't want to do a year of experience. If you can put on your CV, and if you want it to help towards your future career, you want to go somewhere where you can actually get experience. What is the application process like at Cardiff University? So a placement year is literally you work in the firm for a year. Crazy, because usually vacation schemes are 2 to 3 weeks long, so this is insane if you think about it. How do you then get a placement year? You can apply to Cardiff University for the straight 3-year degree. Do that. Then your second year, you'll get an email from our careers team, and they'll be like, would you be interested in a placement year? And if you are, then make sure you keep note of those emails. Make sure that you are, marking them as really important ones, so when they come through, you see all of them. Note of all the firms that Cardiff University works with. So a few of the firms that Cardiff University works with is Hugh James, Capital, DAC Beechcroft, New Law Solicitors, New Fields Law, Roydsworthy King, Watkins and Gunn Solicitors, and Henner Hayward. These are a few of the firms that Cardiff University do work with, they have a great relationship with, and this application process that I'm going to talk about is the same for all of those firms. In March, your cover letter and CV then is sent by email to the careers team. In April, if they've looked at your CV, your cover letter, and they like what they see, you'll be asked to interview. And then in May, you'll get a briefing session with the university, and then in the summer, you'll begin your placement. With your CV and your cover letter, you'll get loads and loads of sessions on how to make this correct, how to make it accurate, because it needs to be specific to each law firm, and they need to be tailored to the specific firm. You can't just make a CV and a cover letter and send it to all 9 firms, because it wouldn't work like that. You've got to make sure that you're looking at the job description, you're making sure that you are targeting every little point, that your CV shows that you're hardworking if they're looking for a hardworking individual. So you've got to be really specific, and there'll be loads of sessions on this, and there'll be loads and loads of exemplar CVs and cover letters given to you. It's not like you're going to be lost. You're not. You're going to have a lot of help. And I always say help is given when asked for. So if you ask for extra help, you'll get it, you'll receive it. And one of the things I would say is, if you want someone to peer review your CV or your cover letter, send it to someone. A few students in the younger years, they send me their CV and their cover letters for me to review. If you would like me to do that, please send them across. I have all the time in the world to review CVs and cover letters and give you feedback if that's what you need. Because, yeah, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to help. And then, obviously, once you've sent the CV and the cover letter off, which is in March, you then will be invited to an interview if you've been successful in April, and the interviews can last between 15 to 30 minutes. Honestly, mine was around 15 minutes, I think, and it could be with a member of the HR department or a lawyer within the firm. So when I had my interview, it was with the head of the property department and one of the directors of the firm, yeah. And mine personally was on Microsoft Teams, but they can be in person as well. And then if you're successful, you'll receive a call or an email from the firm offering you a position. It will be a paralegal position, most likely, or like a conveyancing assistant position, one of their departments. So obviously conveyancing only if you're going into the property department. So examples of the different types of departments that you can work in one of the firms that I've listed, or if you want to source your own firm. So say you don't want to work in one of the ones that Cardiff University works with, you can source your own placement. That is completely fine. Just know that the application process is going to be completely different. There might be Watson glazing tests. You know, it's going to be different, because it's not going to be linked to one with the university, but you can still apply to them, and you just need to, if you're successful, let the university know, and then it will literally be classed as a placement year, and you'll receive the same kind of help and support. So it's all good. But if you want to work at one of these firms that I've described, the application process and the types of departments that I talk about are going to be relevant to that. So the examples of the different types of departments. So we've got like clinical negligence, industrial disease, trusts and estates, property, personal injury, family, military, and sports law. I've talked a bit about the placement year and what you can do during the placement year, and, you know, it's part of your degree. I haven't really talked about how it is assessed, and I think that's really important, because people don't realise the placement year will become part of your degree, and that's insane, because it's actually going to be a percentage of your degree. It's going to go on your transcript. It's going to change the wording of your degree. So I'm seen as an LLB law student with a professional paralegal placement year. That's what my degree is called now. So your second year would be worth 30%, the placement year would be worth 10%, and your fourth year would be worth 60%. So originally, obviously, if you didn't do the placement year, second year 40%, third year 60%. So basically, if you didn't have a great second year in terms of results, doing a placement year would take away 10%. And if you do really well on the placement year, your placement year would be worth 10%. So how is it assessed? Because are you going to have to be doing exams at the same time the placement year? No, it's not. You're going to be doing exams. It's going to be a 5,000 word report on practice, and you submit it at the end of the year. So you get the whole year to work on it. And you get tons of support, you get sessions on it. The sessions we had, they literally gave us what a good one looks like. So they gave us exemplar reports, they really talked through how to get it. And if you need extra support and guidance, obviously, as I've said, it's always there. What does the report on practice actually entail? So your report has to include certain points. So you need to include an overview of the work undertaken, your reflections on the key learning points, the advantages and disadvantages you found during the placement year, evaluating the impact on your future career planning and how the placement year has affected that. So realistically, I think the placement year assessment, 5,000 word report on practice, is actually quite simple in the sense that you're literally just talking about your experience. Did you enjoy it? Has it helped? And 10 times out of 10, it will help. I'm 21, and not a lot of 21-year-olds studying law can say that they've got a whole year of experience in a firm. So you're really creating a USP for yourself in a way by doing a placement year. I personally think, anyway. Attached to your report, you get an employer report. So your employer, the firm, will write a report about you, usually on one side of A4, telling if you've been amazing on the placement, have you been an asset, what went well, what didn't work well. And as much as it's great because it has to be attached to your report. It's actually amazing if you want to attach to your CV. It really would be beneficial to have a whole document talking about how amazing you are if you did well in the firm. I think it's really good to have in the future anyway. And then obviously, as I said, support is offered with this. You're not left alone for the year. You're still part of the university, so you do get support. So I'm going to list a few benefits and opportunities that come from a placement year. I personally think that a placement year is really beneficial. It's up to you to decide whether you want to do one. You might realise that you get to second year and you just want to graduate. That's a lot of people. A lot of people just get to second year and they think, as much as I think a placement year would be beneficial, I just want to graduate. I've had enough of university, which is fair enough. But I personally think if you are able to do a placement year, I think it's a fantastic opportunity. I wouldn't see why you wouldn't do one, because it improves your CV, which then improves your likelihood of getting a successful future application. You earn money. I think that's a big one. You earn money, so you get a paralegal wage and you can still apply to student finance. So if you're thinking, I don't think I can afford to stay in university for fourth year, you can. You still get student finance and you also get a paralegal wage. You're not doing this for free. You're actually going to be paid for your work because it is a working job. Amazing, isn't it? Also improves your practical understanding of the law. I did land law in second year and I absolutely loved land law. It was one of my favourite modules. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but land law was one of my favourite modules. And I went into the property department then for my placement year. And as much as I loved land law, I realised that land law is nothing like the law in practice. But I absolutely loved the residential department. I loved the work I undertook, and it really did help develop my understanding of the law. So now that I've moved into my fourth year, which is the final year, I'm now having to do equity and trusts. And gosh, my understanding is a lot more solid. I actually really enjoy equity and trusts this year. I think it gives you time to reflect on your university experience as well, because you come out of the university environment in a way, and you're in a real working job. You're working 9 to 5. You kind of get to reflect then on what you want to do differently for your last year at university. So are you going to treat the uni experience like a 9 to 5? Do you think it would be beneficial? Do you think you'd get a lot more done? My legal drafting has improved. Gosh, I was drafting contract papers. So yeah, my legal drafting has definitely improved. Commercial awareness has improved. The understanding of the firm that I was working at, plus firms in general. Confidence as well, because going into a legal environment is a lot different than being in a classroom full of law students. The real world is a lot different. Time management, gosh, when you're working 9 to 5 and you need to get tasks done set by your solicitors, the people in your department, you have to get that work done when they want it set. So time management is really important, and that will improve on a placement year, 100%. And the same with prioritising your workload. So as I've said, like networking, teamwork, social opportunities, the use of the case management systems, because you might not have experience with that yet. building relationships, feedback from lawyers. Gosh, there's so many benefits and opportunities, and that's why I think it's such a valuable experience. Talking about the SQE now, because I'm doing the SQE, so I'm going to be doing my training contract. So I'll be taking you along with that. I'll be sharing my experiences. Please let me know if you do any videos surrounding training contract applications, that kind of thing, because I can definitely help with that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the SQE, and I'll be doing this SQE, so I'm just going to skim across it. So the SQE is the solicitor's qualifying exam. So this is replacing the LPC and the GDL. And as of the 1st of September 2021, it is the new way to qualify as a solicitor. SQE is now only a set of 2 exams, which is the SQE 1 and SQE 2. And then anyone with a degree who can pass both these exams, complete 24 months of legal work experience, and meet the character and suitability requirements will be able to qualify as a solicitor. Why am I bringing this up, and why is it relevant to a placement year? So, please hear me out. A placement year is 12 months of legal work experience, yes. The SQE, you need to do 24 months of legal work experience. You get a employer's report. You can get this experience from a placement year signed off as qualifying SQE experience. When you graduate from university, all you need to do is pass SQE 1, SQE 2, and do 12 months extra of legal work experience. In effect, the placement year does help you in improving, how you're going to qualify in the long term. I think it really does help. Moving then towards your final year, because I've said you're gonna obviously first year, second year you apply, third year placement year, and then fourth year is your final year. So moving into your final year, there's further opportunities, graduate applications, you're still in your final year, you're able to manage your time better now and meet deadlines, you have an increased understanding of the law, you've took on the feedback from the lawyers in the firm, and you're now able to put that in application to your final year of the degree. And I think the big one is you don't go back to university on your own. There are a ton of other placement year students that are in the same boat as you, and then you gain a stronger relationship with those students, and then you still have a support system, a support network with these students, but also the university. I think it's important to say that you're not going to have issues with housing if that's a worry, because personally I haven't had to deal with housing just because I live with my fiance. I think I've mentioned, I've released a video saying that I'm engaged, so that's not news to YouTube. But I live with my fiance, and I lived with him in the placement year as well. What a lot of the students did was they lived with placement year students during their placement year, and they moved into final year with the placement students again. A few other students lived with their friends, but obviously their friends would then have graduated whilst they were in their placement year, and then they've moved into a house with placement year students in their final year, because obviously their friends have graduated and have not necessarily stayed in Cardiff. What you can also do is you can go to Overheard, and Overheard is amazing because a lot of students are looking for people to live with so that they can keep the houses that they already live in. So it's quite easy because there's so many group chats, so many Facebook groups to find housing. I don't necessarily think it's an issue. There's tons of private accommodation in Cardiff University as well. I would say that if you have saved a lot from the placement year, because obviously you get paid a paralegal wage, then you might have got some savings that you can use to then stay in private, because I think private's a little bit more expensive. I necessarily haven't had to go through that struggle because I live with my fiance. I know that a lot of students have found it okay. What I'd also say about the placement year is a lot of students were able to convert the placement year into a training contract. And if you're looking for further opportunities to come away from the placement year with further opportunities for after your degree, it is possible if you make strong relationships with the firm, with the people, with the department. I'm pretty sure if you want to apply to the firm in the coming years, you'll be able to have the connections and the networking opportunities to have done so. But that's not saying that everyone is successful. Again, it's just a year of experience, but it's up to you to then think about how you want to develop that and, build further opportunities for yourself. Thank you so much for watching this video. I feel like I haven't really been on YouTube that much recently, but I hope to build more videos, more content for you guys this coming year. Honestly, anything that you need help with, CVs, cover letters, applications, let me know. I'm all ears and I'm happy to help. Thank you guys.